sometimes the world has a way of like trying to tell you that you're like not doing what you're doing,
Right.
because people compare it to so many other things.
Right.
So like, for example, when you're loud about your accomplishments, sometimes people, instead of just like being like, yo, I'm happy for you, certain people respond to that with, oh, but this person did this.
Right.
You feel me? So for me, I think I've caught myself in moments where I'm like, bro, I'm doing crazy shit. Like,
Yeah. Oh my God, is that the Faces of the Future? Welcome to episode 136 of the Faces of the Future podcast. It's your boy Millz.
It's your boy, man. Some Mus. What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's good? What's good? What's good? You know where we are. We live from Rec Studios, downtown Philly. We got a full house today. We got Shronny in the building. How you doing today, Shronny?
Doing well, man. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? We got you on set. We got Rocket in the building. He over in the corner. He not on mic today, but he in here. He in here. We got none other than the one and only Elijah Boy. How you doing today?
What's the word? We in the building, man.
We in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I feel great. I'm in Philly. I haven't been here in a minute.
Yeah.
Feels good.
You been out here a few times? That's your first time out here?
Nah, it's like my third time out here. I did a show here back in like 2019, around there. Yeah, it was a minute, but yeah, I love the vibe every time I come out here.
That's good. How was the drive down?
It was good. It was smooth. There was no traffic, surprisingly.
That's a surprise. Normally when you come down from the north, it's mad traffic. Take forever just to get down here.
It was calm. Feel me? We was chilling. I was with my mans. We was just chopping it up, and when you having good conversation, the time just flies.
Nah, definitely. When we normally when we have a guest on, we always start off where we first met the guest, and then we go from there, talking about your journey and things of that nature. So the first time I met Elijah was right before we were doing an event in South by Southwest 2021.
Yes,
he's grown a lot since then. But I just want to talk about where you were at in your career at that point in time when you came down to Austin, you came down to perform. Like, what was the state of your career during that point?
I think in that time, I think I was just kind of confused a little bit.
Right.
The only reason I say that is because I think I was trying things musically and all that stuff, but I don't think that I was necessarily connecting to my core fans.
Right.
And I was just trying things, but I was still always consistent.
Yeah.
But I think at that time it was just like I was figuring out, okay, what am I doing? How am I gonna grow? Just trying new things. But now I just feel like it's like I got it figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely feels like I can see. It's more one of those things where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
you weren't feeling it at that point in time, or just kind of just grew.
I mean,
over time?
I had motion. You feel me? Like I had fans. I had all that stuff, but I just think mentally and with music and just everything that I was going through at the time, I think that it was just kind of like I was a little lost musically, but it was not something that you can tell.
Right.
Like you couldn't tell. Like you just thought, whatever. Like I don't think that my fans knew or nothing like that. But me personally, I was at a space where I was just kind of like I'm trying stuff, but I don't know if anything's working.
Right.
So I think now I just feel really good, bro. I feel really good.
So would you say based off of that, because I noticed that with some artists that like I feel like they're really really good at projecting something. Yeah. So it's like for you, would you attest to that in terms of like what people like, or is that something that you're just used to, say that you in the studio you're good with getting reps in or things of that nature? Like would you test that to just being able to just maximally perform? Or is that just something that that you're used to because you've done this before?
I think with this music stuff, I think it's something I kind of just learned like along the way.
Yeah.
But I think that one thing that I always tell people is like, for me, it's like, bro, I'm no different than anyone else. I think the thing that I have is not about the talent and about all that stuff. It's really the thing that I have is drive. So I think that anybody could do anything, but it starts with the drive. You feel me? So I feel like for me, I've always never quit anything. Like literally, I got it tatted behind my neck. Like I don't quit nothing. I just keep going. I get frustrated along the way. And, there's ups and downs in this stuff, but I've never quit. Like I think that's the only thing that I could say that I have. That I know a lot of people don't have, but are they incapable of having? No, they can have that ability, but I think that you grow and learn that along the way.
That's facts. I think that a lot of people attest to that because they also fall into like pressure of what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because like being like a creative is definitely hard because at a certain point you probably feel like, yo, how does this look to other people?
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm doing music, photography, art, whatever, and it's like comes to a point where you just kind of just like, damn, like I don't want people to start looking at me like I ain't make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get into your head a little bit. So I think that the drive is most important. But where do you think you get your drive from?
My mom. So for me, my mom is like the drive for it all, cause her story is like insane. Like, so I'm from the Bronx. Feel me? My mom.
I had a feeling you was from the Bronx. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, you got to be from the Bronx or you got to be from Brooklyn.
Nah, for sure. I'm from the Bronx. So, like, for me being from the Bronx, my mom, she got pregnant at 14.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So she got pregnant at 14, had me at 15. My dad, he was in the streets heavy. So my dad, he got killed when I was like 1 year old.
Sorry to hear that, man.
It's all good, brother. Thank you. But she, I think her, and then her mom, like her grandmother was like, this is the thing. I'm telling the whole story just so you could see, like, paint the picture.
Right.
So like my grandmother, she was like addicted to drugs, so she wasn't around. She was in jail when I was born, and my grandfather, he lived back in Puerto Rico.
Right.
So for me, my mom going through all that at like 15, bro. You would think like she'll hate the world or she'll be angry. Even with her sister, she died of a heroin overdose. So my aunt died of a heroin overdose. So my mom going through all this stuff, I kid you not, you meet my mom, she's the nicest person. I don't see her upset ever.
Right.
I don't see her nothing. So with me, like literally, that's what I think about. Like I'm always like, yo, whatever I'm going through, people pissing me off or whatever it happens, like, oh, things not going my way, whatever, I think about like, yo, my mom went through this. I ain't go through that.
Facts.
I mean, like, I was a part of it, but I wasn't the one going through it. I was just kind of like along for the journey.
Yeah.
So to me, I think about that and I'm just like, okay, then I ain't got nothing to complain about. We just gonna keep pushing. So I think that's where I get my drive from. And then I think what continued to drive was that I have a lot of supporters who like connect to me.
Yeah.
Like I talk to them regularly. I have group chats with my fans. Like I talk to them on live. I do it so much that I think that when I'm feeling down and stuff like that, they constantly remind me. Like I had yesterday, one of my supporters came. I had a club appearance somewhere. One of my supporters came. He had my albums tatted on him, and then he was telling me like, "Yo, this is a dream come true for me." Like, and to me, that was just like I be thinking to myself. I be telling them like, I be like, "Yo, I be going through it," but. Because just being a creative naturally, I think you get more hungry and you get more, like, you just want more out of it once you start seeing certain things.
Right.
And I think that we have a certain vision, and then people, when it stirs away from that vision or people come around it to, like, and it's not going the direct vision that you have, you get frustration happens. Yep. So I think with that, they just keep me going. They just keep telling me, like, yo, bro, like, you don't realize how much you affect me. And that goes back to like what you were saying with the people get in their head, like what is people gonna think about this, all this stuff. Can I curse on you?
Yeah. We unfiltered on this joint.
Okay, cool, perfect, because that's my vibe. I think that once I stop giving a fuck, like on everything, like I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks.
Right.
And I think once you get into that bag of like really how much does it matter if this person judges you? Like it don't matter. I think once you get into that bag of realizing that, I think that's when you're ultimately like become like an unstoppable force where you're just like, nah, I'm gonna do this. I don't give a fuck who feels away.
Nah,
that's
definitely.
That's how it gotta be. Like, I mean, everybody makes a joke about it, but it's like you really gotta be delusional in how you think about things.
Of course.
It's like there's like a certain level of like, I feel like there's a certain level of like you said, and I don't give a fuck factor, and I don't give a fuck factor, but also just a factor of like just even knowing how to take things and categorizing what people are saying. Because it's like, let's say for example, you have your manager or you have a label talking to you like, yo, we don't know about this because of X, Y, and Z, right? Maybe you might fight for it, but maybe you may know that you may have to pick a battle. You know what I'm saying? Because like, this is what I want as an ultimate picture. If I could just do this, wait till later, I could use it as leverage. I think a lot of people don't know how to gauge that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's a great thing for you because you're independent and you understand that you just can't care. Yeah. Because when you learn to care about the things that you want, you know how to pick leverage. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And piggybacking off of like what you were talking about, just your upbringing, your childhood, and like the judgmental thing, like, and then seeing somebody that you've never met before that's a super fan come with tats on, with your like, what does that make you feel? Because like I'm just thinking about the picture you gave to us about your upbringing, seeing like what your grandmother went through, what your aunt went through, just knowing your mom's story, and did you ever like imagine like that would happen for you? Obviously you do because you're very confident, but like at that point in time where you're going, do you think was that only like a figment of your imagination? But now that it's happening, like what is that feeling for you?
For me, I think I catch glimpses of it. Like sometimes the world has a way of like trying to tell you that you're like not doing what you're doing,
Right.
because people compare it to so many other things.
Right.
So like, for example, when you're loud about your accomplishments, sometimes people, instead of just like being like, yo, I'm happy for you, certain people respond to that with, oh, but this person did this.
Right.
You feel me?
Facts.
So for me, I think I've caught myself in moments where I'm like, bro, I'm doing crazy shit. Like,
Yeah.
and I have that moment with my friends all the time where I'm like, bro, like, I don't care what nobody says. Like the fact that I can, you know, I could put out a song and people are tattooing it on them, or people are paying. I did a meet and greets for my show. It's sold out, and I'm selling the meet and greet tickets for $100. People are paying $100 to come. Like this ain't. I know that Bad Bunny's selling his tickets for $1,700, but I'm me, bro.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's facts.
And people don't realize how hard that is to even do.
Yeah, bro. You get people that work hard jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, doing what they doing, whatever it is, and they got to put food on the table, and they taking a portion of that to spend on you. I big up my accomplishments all the time, and that's why I try to tell other artists, like, I'm like, bro, the reason why my fans fuck with me is because any small accomplishment I do, it might be small to the world, but to me, it's big things. If I hit 1 million streams on a song, I'm celebrating it. My song probably No on Sunday just hit 1 million probably today. Honestly, yeah, I gotta check my phone. Hold on, let's see this.
We're gonna do a live check.
That's gratitude, though. You feel me?
That's
like,
cool.
It's
This would be
gratitude.
cool if it updated. Yeah,
Why do y'all think that is though? Like,
1 million.
that's fine. You got
Millie
put it into the camera. Put it into
Millie
the
cake.
camera.
It's a Millie cake. It's a Millie cake.
I gotta
That's a
zoom
Millie
into it
cake.
because they can't really even see it. I want to be big. Look, it's 1 million today. I just checked. No on Sunday just hit 1 million streams today.
Nah, that's
All
fine.
right, yo. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying, like, for me, like I'm gonna celebrate that. I promise you. Today, I'm gonna go in front of whatever. I don't. That's the thing too. I think even with my content, I know we was talking off camera. Like, how did you? It's growing. Your engagement's growing.
Yeah.
It goes back to not giving a fuck.
Right.
Before, when I was taking so long to put out content because I was like, damn, I need this.
Right.
I need this. I need to rent this car. I need this girl in it. Bro, now I go outside direct right now and film and sing my song and record it on my camera,
Right.
put the lyrics on it, post it 1 million views. Cause it don't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like, it don't matter. People are taking shit too serious, and then there's artists out here that are figuring it out. Like, yo, I just gotta be seen.
Right.
It don't matter if I don't need the most outlandish videos. And I think that we're getting to a time that so many people are figuring out an avenue to make money and look, you know, I think the rapper stigma of just flex is not hitting like it used to.
Facts.
Right.
So I think that people, like, because now you got scammers that could go rent a Urus and have chains on and they look like rappers.
Exactly.
You got streamers that look like rappers. You got all these people that look like rappers. So it's like, it's not so unexpected anymore. So now it's like, how are you going to get these people to engage with you? And I think the thing that I do is I'm relatable.
You're definitely relatable.
So that's what hits.
And another thing that I applaud you for is too is that, like, you market you push your stuff every day. And like, I was going to like your comments and you see people like, bro, why you keep posting the same thing over and over, not knowing that, like, just because you post it one day, not all your followers are going to see, because the algorithm. And I see you comments like, bro, baby, it's not for you, whatever, but I'm going to post it regardless because my one follower might not saw it yesterday, so I'm going to post it again.
I'm going to show you something else, because this is where people don't even know. This is free game. Like, people don't even understand shit. Like, bro, I posted a video, right? They don't understand that TikTok, Instagram, all these platforms, I could post a video to a fucking 20 times, the same video.
Right.
But every time the algorithm is fed, it shows it to different people.
Right.
Yep.
So it might be a small portion of my followers that seen that video every single time I post it and get annoyed.
Exactly.
But then it'll show it to millions of people that don't even follow me. Sorry, I just want to show the insights of this video that don't even follow me. How many people does it says non-followers have seen this video?
It says 2.2 mil.
9 followers, right?
Non-followers.
Non-followers.
Right.
That
Yeah,
saw
nah, it's
this
not followers.
video,
Yeah.
that saw this video that don't follow me. Why? Because I posted it multiple times.
Right.
And I think people don't understand that. They think that, damn, I'm seeing this again. Damn, I'm seeing this again. And it's like, bro, and I tell people all the time, it goes back to not caring. Because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, I don't want the type of fans that follow me and get annoyed that I promote my shit. It's
Exactly.
my shit.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like, why are you what are you here for?
Yeah.
You feel
And
me?
who's gonna be a bigger advocate for yourself than yourself? At the end of the
Exactly,
day,
and they don't understand it. And I think that if they stop and take the damn, I'm seeing this too much annoyed aspect out of it,
Right.
I think they'll learn something from it where it's like maybe if you go as hard for yourself as I go as hard for myself, you might be in a different situation. And I
100%.
think that's what people need to understand.
Tyler the Creator said something which was funny about that because he was talking to he was on Rap Radar and he was expressing that it was like, yo, like I dropped my album a year ago and I still tell people I just came out with an album, go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, he had like the #1 rap album of that time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the guy who did that, people who are looking at him as a creative, he's still promoting his stuff as if he's a new artist. You know what I mean?
And I think that if big artists do that more, like I was talking to my mans about this other day, I said if Drake went, and he's already doing it in small aspects where he's going back to like, he's going to the youth podcasters and all that shit and trying to be a part of that world. But I'm saying if he went and did like, instead of just being like album out Friday and then shocks the world, and then it's like he has all these fans that are, because it's Drake. But it's like, imagine if before the album dropped 2 months prior, he's posting mad content like teasing each song off of it.
Right.
I promise you, instead of selling 400K for a week, he's doing 2 million on his type of.
I won't disagree with that.
But he's already. I think it's at this point where he's like, bro, I'm Drake.
It's some remote control. It's like remote.
But
mode,
if he went back to that aspect, it's like. But I understand it. Like you rich, you don't really give a fuck.
But even the artists now, like even up and coming artists, I feel like they sometimes be acting like they too cool to post their stuff.
They care.
Yeah, it's like I don't like that when I see artists.
It's they care, and I think it's also from a standpoint of like they think that they in a position that they really not in.
They not, bro. I promise you. I talk to artists about all the time, and there's reason why I know this, because when I go to like events and stuff like that, and I meet other artists and I chop it up with them, just because this is the thing. A lot of these people might not know me, and they think that I'm not doing what I'm doing because I'm not big industry-wise, but I'm big to my people.
Yes.
You feel me? So they don't understand it. They're like, yo, I never even seen this kid. Then I pull up, and then they see my number. They're like, what the fuck? You feel me? They don't understand it because they're like, how, like, oh, he's not, I don't see him here. I don't see him, the blogs that they all go to for who's lit. But I'm like, yo, y'all gotta understand, there's other people out here doing lit shit. Y'all just don't know because we're in our own lane. We're sticking to whatever we're doing. And I think that like you said, like a lot of these artists that they might look like they're doing well, they're not.
Right.
They're not.
And as we start, go ahead.
I was gonna say, even with people who, let's say, for example, they're signed to like a major label, right? A lot of them still aren't even where I would say that where you're at. You know what I mean? Like
they can't sell out a show. They can't sell tickets.
Because it's like we was having those conversations about like Baby and everyone else, and it was just a situation where it's like, bro, like, I mean, I have this thing against him, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But it's like, we have the conversation where it's like, bro, like, can Lil Baby sell out? I mean, if we scale it down, can Lil Baby sell out SOBs? Right, for example, because not too many people know all the. Can he sell out arena tours? Can Lil Uzi sell out 40K non-festival wise? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have those type of conversations, and it's like a lot of people think that because you sign to a label, you could do that, but it doesn't translate like that because a lot of people don't know. It's like, one, they see the numbers, right?
Or they see him at a festival and
they see him at the festival.
Really all they fans.
Nah, no, trust me. And the thing about what's going on, bro? The thing about this too is that a lot of these, I've performed at Rolling Loud.
Right.
I know that they go crazy for anybody, bro. Like kids that go to these type of concerts, bro, I'm not gonna lie, and it's appreciated. It feels good.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are high as shit.
Right.
They go in there for a vibe. They turning the fuck up, and we love it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't equal how lit you are, because I promise you, anybody if they give you the right set time,
right.
I look like Lil Uzi up there if I get the right set time.
Facts.
So I'm not coming at his whatever. I'm just saying that I don't think that festivals determine how your own shows look.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah. But as far as I don't know too much about how what his tours look like and stuff like that. But yeah, like I agree to an extent, but I just think that artists need to focus more about on relating to the people, and they don't got to be like sad music, or they could do it their own way. But I think that people just want something to believe in. So if you just keep figuring that out in your own way, I think that you'll get more out of your supporters. And I always tell people that, like, I rather quality over quantity. So for example, like, yeah, there might be people that have millions of followers, but how many percentage of their following actually support them?
Right.
You know, they might be there just because they're nosy and want to see what or they might be like, oh, this person's entertaining. I like how their content is,
Right.
but I'm not going to go and spend my money on them.
Right.
You know, I just like seeing this to pass my time.
So how do you personally gauge it? Just like putting like merch out there, like doing like small like grassroots shows where it's like smaller venues to get that like real tangible experience? Like what's like your biggest thing to gauge their engagement or show that you have those people that are tangible to you?
I think that for me, it's just like I'm still obviously I think everybody when you're independent, you're always gonna still be throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Right.
But I think for me, it's just when I have conversations with them, I realize that like I mean something to them. Like I've had people tell me that I've saved them. And I know that a lot of rappers have that, but like the way that they talk to me about it and my personal experience is like, since I do certain relatable type of music, I think that they connect to it in a certain type of way. And it translates with, I done had, like, for example, like 2 days ago, one of my supporters, she spent like $700 on merch, right? And then out of nowhere, I restocked it and she already had the shit.
Right.
She bought it again.
Man.
Because and I said that, and I DM'd her, and I was like, yo, you didn't have to do that. You already bought it. She was like, I wanted to. So moments like that is how I gauge, like, I'm doing something right here.
Right.
Like, there's something happening that this person wants to do that. I mean something to this person other than some music and passing the time shit.
100%.
So, yeah.
Let me ask you this. When did you know music was your thing? I know we've been talking about like you're rising from where you started till now. When was that moment that you were like, yo, I can really take this. I can take this thing to the next level. Or you just knew you were talented. Like, what was like the first record that you wrote or that went out? And you're like, oh, the people really fucking what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think for me, I've been rapping for a long time, bro.
Okay.
Like for a long time. So for me, and I first went viral back in like 2017.
Okay.
But I think that for me, my mom, it's always going to come back to my mom because she bought me my first CD. Like she was always, since me and her, I always describe it as like a kid raising a kid.
Okay.
Since she had me so young.
Right.
So she was into music. She was a dancer. Like she played music out throughout the crib. She bought me my first stereo. She did all that stuff. And I think that just influenced me. And since I didn't have a big family because when my dad passed, I lost all contact with that side.
Right.
So on my dad's side, I don't know nobody from his side. So me and my mom, we was just really close, and the music aspect just kind of came to me. And I think when growing up in the Bronx, when my mom was working, I used to stay. I lived like on the 6th floor.
Okay.
And one of my best friends, he lived on the 4th floor, and I would always go down to his crib, and we would like play video games or whatever. And that was when my mom was working. And when I went down there one day, there was a MTV used to play like on the channel 188 or something like that. Used to play music videos. Yeah. And I always used to just watch them. And then one day I was just like, yo, I could probably write a rap, but just fucking around.
Right.
I was like 12.
Okay.
I was just like fucking around. I was like, I could probably write a rap, right? So I wrote some bullshit, and I rapped it for my mans, and he was like, "Yo, you're ass." And then,
it really be like that, yo.
Like,
you expected your mans to hold you up, like, yo, that's all right. You got potential.
Is he still your mans? Is he still your mans?
Yeah. But
that's funny as shit.
He's still your mans? Yeah. Keep him around.
Like,
that's the type of honesty you need. That's the type of honesty.
And then one of my brothers, I call my brother because I grew up with him since we was like 2. I remember I kept doing remixes back then because I didn't know how to go about any of it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I think then when I got into middle school, that's when I started like really getting into girls and shit like that, growing into my personality. I used to write like raps just to impress the girls, and I think I took that, and then when I graduated high school, it was around the time like I think. What a Time to Be Alive came out, and around that time, I remember it's it's crazy because I looked at music so different back then.
It's crazy. Yeah,
it's so crazy. So now I'm really like I looked at it from more of a lyric. At that time, that Elijah looked at music more from a lyrical standpoint, right? So at that time, I remember when Drake said the bar, I think I need some Robitussin. And I was like, this shit is ass, right? But that was because I didn't understand. It's still not the craziest shit, but I didn't understand that music is also vibes. Like I didn't understand. Like I was more lyric based. I wasn't singing in my records yet.
Right.
I wasn't doing none of that.
Yeah.
Like swag, ad lib, none of that shit. I was just straight rapping, right? So I was like, one day when I heard that, I was like, yo, I could do this shit. If he's doing, I think I could do this shit. You know? So
Talking about Robitussin.
yeah, so I was like, yo, I'm a rap. I was like, yo, I'm gonna take this shit serious. I hit up one of my boys, JoJo. He signed too now, so it's kind of dope. I hit up JoJo. I said, yo, I want to make a project. He used to live in Staten Island, and I used to work at the World Trade Center.
Oh, really?
And I was going to college in Brooklyn, but I only did a semester and I dropped out. But I was, so to give you like the picture, this is how you know, like this is why when any of my people be like, they'd be like, bro, you get to be at your crib and just go on Instagram and make money and da-da-da. I'd be like, bro, I used to work a 9 to 5, go to college. I used to live in the Bronx, work a 9 to 5 in Manhattan, go to school in Brooklyn and record in Staten Island. I was hitting all boroughs.
Jeez.
I would get home like 3, 4 in the morning.
Really, I'm doing it for real.
3, 4
outside for real.
Yeah, 3, 4 in the
train.
morning.
Yeah.
I was hitting everything. You feel me? I was taking a ferry, coming back, taking the 6 train home. Da-da-da. I was doing it all. So I'm like, bro, that was like the first time I was like drive, and then I put out my project, and then I ended up went viral, and then I just never looked back, bro. That's really how it all came.
What was the piece that went viral?
The first thing that ever went viral was this 10 toes challenge I did back in 2017.
Okay.
But the crazy thing is I knew it was gonna go viral, and the reason why I knew is because I was put. This is the thing. This is where you know that God is like something's gonna happen to you, and then like something bad's gonna happen to you, and then that's when something amazing or like the next level thing's gonna happen to you, right? Because at the time I used to have this SoundCloud account that I had since I was young, putting out music. And it had like a bunch of views on it. Like even though I had 1,000 followers, I was still hitting like 40,000 streams on SoundCloud before I was viral.
Right.
So I always was doing little, cause I would always do the show shit. I'll do the club shit. I remember me and A Boogie when we was coming up at the same time. I was doing shows, club appearances with him. He not gonna know, but I was young.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, I was telling the promoters, I was like, yo, I want to open up. I could bring da-da-da. And I was telling all my family at the block. I was on the block. Yo, bro, buy a ticket right now. Nah, bro. He was like, nah, bro, I'm about to smoke. Nah, fuck that. Buy my ticket.
Right.
Like, I was doing all that. So he was doing shows and shit. And, fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was
You was coming up with shows. You was expressing about how something bad happened.
Oh yeah. So around that time, I had this SoundCloud account that had a bunch of views, and I was about to put out a remix that it didn't go viral on my Instagram, but it went baby viral to me at the time. You know, like 15,000 views at the time was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you know. So like I was doing that. I put it out, and I was about to put out this remix, bro. I kid you not. I go to record it. And I'm at work. Working at the World Trade Center. I'm in there. I was working at the gift shop in World Trade Center. And bro, I check my phone. I get an alert. It said that because of my remix, it was a Post Malone remix of White Iverson. They deleted my shit.
Delete the whole account?
Deleted my whole SoundCloud that I had for like 4 or 5 years. I was sick at work. I went to the janitor's closet. I was there like, nah, bro, what the fuck? I was tight. Bro, I kid you not. The next day, I put up a video on my Instagram. I'm like, yo, nah, this is a minor setback for a major comeback. Fuck it. I made a new SoundCloud, boom, boom, boom. Then I wrote that 10 Toes remix the next week. I went up 20,000 followers in a day.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Right after losing an account that I had for 4 years.
But you know what's even funny about that now? Because like in hindsight, when you look at SoundCloud now,
it don't matter.
SoundCloud don't matter.
It don't matter.
You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so. And I think that.
But at that time, it was.
It was huge.
Yeah.
But now when you look back on it, when you grew like 20,000 followers on Instagram, it's like, okay, you grew that. And now looking at what Instagram is today is like, it's kind of like, wow, it's a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
how do you like? We're just talking about how like SoundCloud's not. It's a thing, but it's not a thing as like it used to be. Like you as an artist, how has it been like trying to navigate as these platforms start to change for music? Like at one point, obviously SoundCloud, then it was Instagram. Now TikTok's a major engine to push music. Like how have you been able to like, I guess, adapt to everything that's changing in the world?
I think because in some shape or form, everything that's going viral now and things that kids are doing now and all that shit, I was doing already. I just didn't know I was doing what they were doing already. Like I was doing rapping to the camera in front of the thing and putting lyrics before everybody was doing that, but I didn't know I didn't know. Like, so, like, I remember somebody commented before I even made, this is the reason I made a TikTok. One of my fans commented, I put up these viral videos. I put up like 4 or 5. So I went viral multiple times. I went viral for the Tentos, and I went viral for a video rapping to my mother about our upbringing, and then I went viral of me rapping to my sister, right? So we did, and I posted them as a carousel, like da-da-da. And somebody commented, they were like, bro, if you was doing this stuff when TikTok was out, you have boom boom. So I was like, let me see what TikTok about.
Right.
Bro, now my TikTok's at like 500,000 followers.
Yeah, that joint's jumping.
So like I was like, I think that I was just always doing it. I think this is where it goes back to people like caring too much. Now, bro, whatever I do on Instagram, whatever I do on TikTok, whatever I do on YouTube, I do the same shit. I just repost it on all platforms, and that's it. That's all that it is. Like I have a folder on my phone on my photos that says content.
Right.
And every time I go on the app, I click on the content folder, I upload it, same caption, same everything. And the thing that people don't understand though is that you got to use the same sound.
Yeah.
So like they don't understand that even on Instagram. So like I have trending sounds that go viral off my songs, and it says trending.
Right.
But it's because every time I post my videos, I use the sound, I mute the original sound, and I keep the sound of the video. So I put that original sound like at 1%.
Right.
And then I'll put the original video sound so that it'll be under the same sound, but really it could be whatever. So like, let's say if you have a viral clip with this podcast, right? But then you don't want to keep using that audio.
Yeah.
You post other shit under the same audio, but you put that original audio on 1% so you could barely hear it. Put the volume up all the way on the other shit, and now it's all under the same sound. Yeah. And you could get that viral attraction because this one's still going
from
viral.
Audio, yeah,
that's
but it's
smart.
new content.
That's super smart.
Yeah,
I'm giving y'all game.
No, that's the thing. No, since we on the topic, right? So since we on the topic, we was having a conversation about this on a podcast we just recorded. So we chimed into to the corny ass dating conversation, right? The $200 bill, whatever. So we got a bunch of engagement because
that shit controversial.
Yeah, it's controversial, right? So like because when people watch this, they won't understand it. So like people who know me, like they know that like I know like I have a little bit of like a method to my madness. That's why I said I know what I'm saying when I get into it. Because I said I'm getting into character now. Let's record. You know what I'm saying? So like my thing is for you, in your opinion, like how do you first actually let's ask this. Do you feel like you can tell the difference between people that are actually doing shit for content versus authentic stuff?
I think certain people are just better at like
masking it.
Yeah, masking it. Like they get really into character. But I think people know what they're doing, bro. At the end of the day, if you see people use certain like covers or thumbnails, like captions, even though the video ain't about that, or they speak on certain topics, it's like the same thing with like radio hosts. When they go up there, they purposely try to like create a purpose, like engaging content,
right?
Or like a spicy topic to create. Like I think people know, and I think we're all like in some shape, form, we all do it in a way, like for example, me with putting my ex's voice note in the beginning of the song, like I knew what I was doing. Exactly. Like obviously I know it's real though. That's one thing I want to say. It is real, but I know if I put the caption, I used my ex's people love spicy shit, so they're gonna read that and be like, let me see what that is. Let
me see what he's talking about.
But they also gotta understand that it's because my music is fucking good that they stay. Yeah. Like, let's not get it twisted. Yeah, because you can stay on something for 30 seconds and be like, all right, fuck this.
Yeah, facts.
But they're not doing, they coming back.
They streaming my shit. They trending. They going back. They downloading my song. So obviously I'm doing, I might get them with that little thing, but that don't make them stay, bro.
Facts. So speaking of the voice note.
Yeah.
How was your first summer without her?
Oh, that shit.
How was your
first summer? I ain't gonna lie. So this is what I say. Because like, y'all caught me if we would have did this interview like 7-8 months ago. Right. I would have been on some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. Bullshit how? Bullshit how? Bro, I don't have no problem saying this because it's like it is what it is. I don't hide anything I go through. Everything I write about, I was really doing. So like in that album when I was like even in Overview when I was like I've been going on a rampage, all that shit. Like, bro, I got hurt. You feel me? So when I got hurt, I think we take it personal when we really cared for the person. Right. So I think we take it in a whole nother way. Yeah. Like that's why I think the ratio of men forgiving infidelity versus women forgiving is so different. Women forgive it way more than we do because we take it on. We're prideful. Like, that's just how we are.
Super prideful.
Yeah, so I think when that happened to me, I was in a dark place, bro. I was literally, and it was like a weird thing because I used it. I wrote that song. That song went big for me. So it was kind of like, I felt like, I always related to like, I felt like Superman where she was like kryptonite. I couldn't use this superpower that I had of being lit because I was in a relationship. So I couldn't really be out here and seeing like, oh, let me see what I could get. You feel me? So once she dipped, I felt like I had a superpower. So I was wilding. I was going to the club and I could get whatever. Right. It was like I could have whatever. Right. So I was really like fell into that. But I think the mindset I'm in now when I think about that time, I think I kind of get disgusted a little bit only because like I consider myself like a high value man. Like I'm like, yo, I'm ambitious. I do all this stuff. I work hard. I really work hard. So like for me to just have certain things where it's like girls could be like, oh yeah, I had Elijah in my DMs or da-da-da, and they can say that. And I look back at that, I'm like, I ain't letting no girl say that she could whatever again. Like, yeah, you caught. I wasn't. It wasn't about you. It was about. I was hurting. It could have been Ashley, this girl, this anybody. It could have. You was just the person at the time. Right. You feel me? So I think that for me, I just and that's might be a little prideful, but it's also just me just being like, I'm not gonna allow anybody to just say certain things about me because I was in a dark place. Right. Like, I remember putting up a tweet like it was like I was like if I fucked you when I was heartbroken, it doesn't count. Like I was like, that's facts. It don't count. Let's get into it. Let's get into it now.
You wanna know why it don't count? Because this is what women like to do. Women like to attribute a lot of different things to themselves because they think that they have a lot more value than what they think they have.
He got up. Like he got.
He told you it's character time. It's character time.
But bro, that topic of like, I really like. I try to like this. I think it's just everybody's full of shit on that topic. The only reason I say that is because, bro, I think when you have a good woman and you know she's a good woman, bro, we have no problem spending money on her. Facts. We want to. Yeah. Like it's not something that we don't even think about. We don't even. It's not something that we care to do. Vice versa. Right. Like girls that be like, oh, men need to do this. I'm never doing da da da. I've seen girls who really upset. I call it the switch. Once you get a girl and you really like, there's a switch that happens where like at first they're not sure. Yep. And then it switches and then it turns into like they get babyish with you. They da da da. I think once that switch happens, those girls will do whatever for you too. I think that people just, this is what it is. I think the conversation people just need to understand is focus more on building. Like people always just check. If you go into relationships thinking how can. Both sides, men and women. If you go into relationships thinking like, yo, with the mindset of what can I get out of her before you even know the person, I think that people just need to focus on building more. It's not about, because it's like, I saw something that I think it was Chris Rock he put up where he was like, yo, like, why are you, they were like certain guys and there were women also, they were like, they try to get rich alone and then bring their partner. Right. Instead of, bro, you got a partner. Like, why are y'all not figuring something out together? Like, why are y'all not, like, all that, and that's where it goes back to not giving a fuck. I think it's pride. Like, I think a lot of people, and I've seen it. Like, I got friends and people that, they want a bad bitch just so that they homie could be like, damn.
You gotta they do it for the homie instead of really doing it for yourself.
They might be like, yo, she's fire, but she not a wife. But when I walk through, they be like, that's you? But in reality, bro, it's like, we want a wife, bro. Right, I don't care. Right. I got a bar where I said, yeah, you bad. I was like, yeah, you bad, but I could find another, because if a pretty face is the only thing you offer as a lover, I could find 1,000 use by the summer. And this is how I feel currently. Like, I go to a club and I see a million pretty faces. I see whatever. Now I'm not on that. I'm like, what are we, like, I think if you find a woman that makes you feel safe and makes you feel like you could actually be yourself, because I think, we're always going out to the world like on some tough shit or on some like I gotta be a man shit, but really we don't want to be that. Right. So I think when you find somebody that makes you feel like I could really be me or I could really like just drop it all, then it don't matter if your mans think she bad. It don't matter, none of that, bro. That's you. That might be what you need.
Do you think that's why it hurt so bad? Because you let that guard down, that vulnerability, and then you went into like that dark place? Is because you thought you were in that safe space and then realized like that's not really what it was?
Yeah, I think for me at the time, I think also men, whether we like it or not, we look at relationships as investments too. So I think for me, I was worried for so long that I just felt like, damn, what was all this shit for? Like, and then I think, but then I look back in it and I'm just like, I got another song where I was like, wanted all the smoke, now I'm putting the light down, and I was like saying like, thinking about my parts and the reasons we separated, find a couple reasons every time I investigated, where I'm just saying like I could see where maybe I was not giving you the attention you deserve because I'm so focused on this dream. And I think that's, as entrepreneur men, we fall victim to that regardless, right? Because we just want this, but our reasonings are always pure because we really chasing this for our people, you feel me, for who we love. But I think that sometimes it just like, I think when with your partner, they need that attention as well, because sometimes I think women don't really, they're like, I'm fine with what's right now, I just need you to be, but we're like, nah, we really need all this, like I need to take this. So it's so much things. That's why right now on like the topic of men versus women that everybody loves, I'm just saying, find somebody that you love and just stay out of all the other noise, because I think it gets fucked up when you start letting other people's opinion in it, and you start letting your man's opinion in, your girl's opinion in it, and all this shit. Like, bro, if y'all really for each other and y'all locked in on each other, then stay locked in on each other and kill the noise. Like, that's where I'm at with it.
And they gotta like you. If they like you, everything works easy. That's all you say.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So let's really do this. Let's cut the bullshit. What's the most toxic thing you did to a girl?
I did mad shit, bro. I think in that time I was wilding, bro. So in that time, like I was making girls that I knew that I didn't even like too much. Like I wasn't lying. The thing about it though, I wasn't lying to them. You feel me? Like I wasn't telling them like I'm gonna be their man. They knew what's up, but I think also just women at the time, they think that they could change your mind. So like sometimes they just agree with things.
They back there shaking their head. The rules. Like, yeah.
But I did tell them what's up. I think one girl I just knew I would like completely cut it off. Here's the thing, bro. When you know what, this is why I tell girls all the time, like, men know who we can play with and who we can't play with, depending on our first interactions. Mm-hmm. So like with certain girl, I knew like I could cut her off, but if I was like, she was mad at me for doing some crazy shit, I'd be like, yeah, pull up though.
They gonna do it.
So it's like, and I knew like I had no plan of being whatever, but it was like, I think that at that time, like, bro, the only thing that I don't regret it because I made so much great music out of that time. So I just feel like for me, I needed it to be in a certain space, but that shit was like crazy, bro.
Do you think music's missing that though? Like the like music nowadays, obviously, like when you look back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, like there's that vulnerability in the music, the heartbreak, the storytelling. Do you think that's what's missing in today's climate of music with like newer artists, or we're just not looking hard enough to find it?
I think people aren't looking hard enough too, because I think in a sense, like I think it's out there. I think people are putting out music, and there's a lot of beautiful music being made. I just think that it's a bunch of things. I think also the media doesn't cover it enough. They're only pushing certain things to the forefront. They're only liking like controversial things instead of looking at great artists and great people. I think there's so much stuff that goes into that is like, people are just like, I think if they sat with a song a little longer, they'll learn that, okay, this artist might have something. But I think that there's just so much outside noise that they're just like, no, look at this. This person just did this person did. And a lot of even the media coverage is not even focused on the music. It's focused on what the artists are doing in their personal life,
right?
Who they're fucking, who they're buying chains for, all this other, who they're beefing with. Like, it's focused on that instead of the music, like 90% of the time.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, I think you're right on that, and especially on that topic of like people not looking for really what they want. Like I hate the conversation about male R&B is dead, because it's like, when you know, like if you listen to like a Destin Conrad or you listen to a LUJ, right? Like there are artists that are good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, have somebody ask you, yo, what male R&B do you know? You know Brent, maybe Usher, maybe Chris Brown, if you even consider them at this point like an R&B artist. And it's corny. It's the same thing with rap. Like a lot of people say, people don't do this, and rap. But if you look close enough, like people like Mick Jenkins, people like Smino, they talk about stuff that makes sense, but y'all choose to ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
I think people just also are lazy.
Yes.
So I think like I tell
discovery
people,
process is
like people are just, they don't want to. You know how many times, even like let's say with I give an example with merch, or when I'm selling merch or tickets or shows, right? The link is in my bio.
Right.
They don't want to. They don't want to click that shit.
Right.
But as soon as they DM me, oh hey, can I get the link for the merch? They know it's in my bio. They want me to send it to them directly. They just because they don't want to. They just don't want to do two clicks.
Do the extra work.
They want that one click,
and they want to feel special.
Yeah, but that I have no problem with. Like in the car, we was driving over here, and I'll even send them a voice note where I'll be like, yo, I appreciate you. Like, yo, thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a great show. I'm gonna turn up like da da da. I always make it more personal, and I don't mind doing that because at the end of the day, the type of fans I'm trying to create, like I want them to be friends with me. Like, bro, I just did 2 club appearances. And the first one I did was in Dykeman. Bro, I had a VIP section up there, right, with my homies. Like 3 of my fans was in my VIP section.
That's fine.
You feel me? And they were chilling, they were talking, they were vibing. Like even yesterday, one of my fans asked, they were like, "Can I please take pictures of you?" I said, "Yeah, come." He ended up chilling. He's having a conversation with my mom. Like I'm just saying, like I think I don't take it too serious, like to that point, because it's like, bro, like. I don't know. I just think all that other shit. I tried it. It didn't work for me.
Is it hard to stay grounded though? Like as you continue to, because you're climbing. Like, is it hard to stay grounded like that? Is it gonna be a point in time where it's like you're not gonna be able to be as tangible. We're gonna try to be as tangible as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It gets hard sometimes when they do too much. Like I think on my show that I'm having is gonna be a point where they think like if they came to the club and they was able to talk to me, chop it up with me, it's not that. Like because it's too many people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I remember I performed at the Puerto Rican festival, and the guy was like, they were lining up, trying to take pictures, have me sign and shit. And then the guy was like, yo, you want to walk through the crowd? I'll give you a security. I was like, bro, that's going to be too much. Like, I can't. Like, there's like 1,000 people here, and they just saw me perform. Even if people didn't know who I was, they just saw me perform.
Right.
They're gonna, so I was just like, nah. But I think I feel 2 ways about that. Because sometimes, bro, like, sometimes I want to pop my shit. Because sometimes it's like, yo, I'm humble. But then sometimes when you're so humble, they think that it's like, people can play with you, and not on some physical shit or nothing like that. But I mean, like industry people, they think like I said, like when he was like, oh, like there's artists that don't even know what they ain't even doing what you're doing, but they don't know because I'm not super industry, I'm more independent. I think sometimes I be wanting to pop my shit more just because it's like, y'all really think I'm not doing certain things? Right. Okay, but then I'm just like, I get in those bags, and then I also think about, like, does it even fucking matter if they know or not? I know. Like, I always fall, I think, as just a human. I always go through the motions, and I'm always, sometimes, depending on what day you catch me, I might be like, bro, it don't even matter. And then the other days, I'm like, nah, I'm about to, you feel me? Nah, fuck out of here. Like, it just depends.
But the thing is, though, I'll say this, like, just in general, from my observation talking to you, I feel like it's not even about the fact that you being humble per se. Like, I feel like one of the things that you really selling us is that like you trying to build a family through the music. Yeah. Like that's really what it is. Like, and a lot of times when you really have family and you feel safe, you don't have an ego. Your ego is there to protect you and to make sure that you're good. It's a false sense of protection. Like you're trying to sell us on a family. You're trying to build a family. You're not trying to be Mr. Yeah, I'm called the fans. Like you sending voice messages, voice notes
people
to
do
fans.
that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that.
Well, I do above and beyond, and I think that's why. Like I will I will send thousands of DMs because I also understand social media. I also understand like if you're doing promo stuff and I'm just like, yo, I got a show,
Right.
Like it's not gonna do as good as me doing my regular content with me singing my songs and shit. Like it's like you might have a show and you might post a flyer. It's not gonna get as much likes as a picture of me, whatever. So I'm also like, I understand that, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, I might have 500,000, almost 600,000 followers, but like sometimes the algorithm ain't showing my following what I'm posting depending on how interesting it is. A flyer's not that interesting.
Right.
A promo about a show ain't that interesting, So it's like, that's why I'll go above and beyond, and I'll DM fans, and I'll be like, yo, and then the crazy thing is they'll respond and they'll be like, I didn't even know you had a.
Right.
So it's like sometimes I think because people always tell me like, oh, like certain people in my camp, they be like, yo, you're a control freak, you're da-da-da. But I think I was always put in, I felt like I was always backed into corners where I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it myself. Like,
Right.
I was always like, I bet that I'm going to figure it out. I'm always figuring it out. And that goes back to never quitting and just having ambition and just being like that drive that I get from my mom and stuff, that I was just like, yo, I'm going to figure it out. And I think I was forced to learn a lot of things, but I didn't know that I was doing these things. Like when I'm marketing my stuff, I didn't know that I'm marketing.
Yeah, you'd be in a marketing.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, now I have, when I talk to other people, they be like, we could do this for you. I'm like, I do that already.
Yep.
We could get you so that you're posted. I do that already. So I'm like, oh, so I'm doing what y'all doing already.
Yeah.
I'm a marketing agency. I didn't know. Like it's like
that's facts.
So I didn't know that. So I think that I'm learning that along the way. But I was forced to do so much on my own. And even me and my boy was talking about this, where I was like, I'm excited for when, you know, I really, because I know I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing. Everything, like when I get artists, I know how to do it. Like I'm
Right.
like, bro, I know exactly how to do it.
The labels. You're in New York City. Your music popping. You got every label you can think of in the city. You making noise. So what's them conversations been like, bro?
Yeah, they reaching out, bro. They've been reaching out crazy. Obviously, I think they've been reaching out for years, but I think right now I have a lot of momentum, and I think that I figured something out that like a lot of artists don't, especially on their own. But with me, I've decided that I'm not gonna do it yet. I'm not against this thing. I'm not against the label, and sometimes my narrative may feel that way.
Right.
But it wasn't. It's not. I'm not. I will sign to a label, like I would. But it's just like it has to be. I think because this career of mine is like my baby. You feel me? And I've worked at it from so many angles, so many aspects, wore so many hats that it's like for me. Even with business partners and whatever the fuck, I don't even have a manager. So it's like, even with getting into that space, I have to feel like you love it just as much as I do. And that's just what it is. Like, I have to feel that. I have to feel like if somebody who represented me had to do the rest of this interview, they would talk about it how I'm talking about it when I left. You feel me? So for me, I think that that's what it is. And I think at this moment, I figured out how to grow my fan base at a rapid rate. Because if we like really think about it, I've grown it like 300,000 followers in like 4 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Like and if we include, and that's just Instagram.
Right.
If we include TikTok and YouTube, it's probably 500,000 in 4 months.
Right.
It's insane, and it's all you know it because you're like nah, you're not just growing here, you're growing. That's how you know the shit is real. Like, and my streams been going up, everything's going up. So I'm just like, bro. And all I did was invest in camera equipment. Obviously, it's the pen and writing music and being able to. But I've never not had that drive. Now it's just being recorded. So if I do that for the next 6 months, I could hit 1 million followers independently, and then the conversations would be much higher. So for me, it's just creating that leverage and also having conversations where I feel like it's the right space for me. So that's where I'm at with it. But I know that I know by like, let's say February, March, I'm gonna have close to 1 million followers. If I do what I keep doing. And if I keep putting out music consistently, which I have a bunch of unreleased music, because I have my own studio, I know how to record myself. Like I've done all the I put the gym in the crib. You feel me? So it's like that's it.
Now, what would you say to people? Okay, let me explain my gripe real quick. I have a gripe with it.
Yo, I feel like he always on some shit.
That's how the conversations get started. That's how we get started on the pod. So I have a gripe. I have a gripe with people who, it's two things. It's one, try to present themselves as they're growing and they have streams or numbers that they don't really have, or they're associating themselves with people who are really doing what they're doing, but you not doing it. So you're kind of eating off what they're doing.
I know what you're talking about. I always talk about this. So.
Yeah, because it bothers me because it's like someone like you who's actually putting in the work, you doing all this stuff, and then we kind of see somebody. It's like you kind of telling everybody that, hey, like this is what I did numbers wise, but it's like I personally can check the numbers right now. You're not touching that, not even like a tenth of that. Yeah. So like, what do you one? How do you personally feel about that? And two, what would you say to people who are actually trying to grow in that particular space in terms of trying to grow a following in a fan base outside of just releasing? What other things do you think they could do that would be more authentic to who they are?
So I got three. So I'm answering three things. The thing that you said about people that like aren't doing, they're next to the person that's doing it. I've always told everyone around me, I was like, bro, I don't want to be the person that knows the lit person. I want to be the lit person.
Facts.
Like
Valid.
that's just it. And I think a lot of people, they don't know how to be that person, and they think that associating with this, like, you know how many people be in my DMs and be like, yo, my man's is
X, Y, and Z.
I don't give a fuck.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't give a
I
fuck.
know exactly what you mean.
So it's like that shit don't matter to me because I know a bunch of people too. You feel me? So it's like that shit don't matter to me. That's one. With people that like, obviously with Spotify and all this shit, there is a bunch of people that's faking this shit, and I know because it's just I think the world knows.
Yeah.
But that's why I would say, like, bro, it starts with just you figuring out what message you want to get out there first. I think a lot of people just don't know what they want to do. Like they just like, oh, I want to rap, but like, what type of rapper you want to be, or how do you want to, like, it starts with a bunch of shit. And I don't think it's like really sit and do the work. I think a lot of people think, oh, I recorded a song, I posted it, and that's it. Like, it goes back to the Tyler thing and all that stuff. It's like, bro, I tell these artists, if you want to create a fan base, you have to do this shit every day.
Facts.
They have to see you do this shit every day. I think the reason why people fuck with me so much is because, and I think certain people fuck with me so much is because they see that I believe in myself so heavy, and it creates that curiosity of, why does he fuck with himself so much? Right. And that's when people start tuning in. They be like, all right, he's going way too hard for himself. Let me see what he's about, actually. Yeah. And then they figure it out. They're like, oh, he's going hard for himself because he's actually good. Like,
exactly.
But they don't know that. And I think you got to be annoying with this shit. Like, I don't post every day giving a fuck if I'm being annoying or somebody's going to bother or I'm gonna get unfollowed or da-da. I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, bro, if I don't do that, then I'm not going to grow. And I tell people all the time, like, when it comes to chasing dreams, I think the answer is very simple for me, but I'm realizing the more I talk to people, like, certain people, it just don't click for them.
What's
like,
the answer for you?
For me, it's like, it's one or two things. Listen, you have a dream, right? If you have a dream,
yeah,
and you want to pursue it, and you're scared, right? There's only two answers. And if I don't pursue it, I already know the answer. It's never going to happen.
Facts.
Right? You already know. Like, you have a 50-50 shot. But if you go this route, like, I'm not going to pursue it because I'm scared, you already know it's never going to happen.
Facts.
But if you even pursue it a little bit, even if you fail, but you try, there's a 50% chance that it might happen. Right. What are your better odds? If we gambling here, I'm going to go with that.
Facts.
At least
you feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think that people are just scared to try, but it's like, it's obvious, bro. If you want to do something, just attempt to do it. There's a chance it might work. But if you don't do it, you already know the answer. So what are you really going against?
Yep.
That's facts.
That's why they say shooters got to shoot, man.
Exactly.
Definitely got to shoot.
Like, that's it. Like, and I think that the world, bro, that's why it goes back to, like, just killing the noise, because the world just, a lot of people just talk to talk. They don't even know really what's going on. They don't know the ins and outs of this shit. They're going based on for what other people are posting and da-da-da. That's why I block out all the noise and I just keep going, keep pushing it, because at the end of the day, like, I can see the vision. You don't need to understand the vision. I have a bar where I'm like, yo, bro, I can't remember the bar specifically, but it's like, yo, you ain't gotta like my music, but you gotta respect my hustle. Like, you have to. Like, there's no way. Like, there's no way you can look at me and be like, bro, you see me trying every day. And I think that's what the dopest part about my come up is, especially with my fans. They saw the different levels of me. So there's no bullshit in my shit. You can't come and be like, where did he come from? It's documented, bro. I've been shooting since 2017. The misses are documented. Facts. The threes are documented. I don't even watch sports, like I said. Right, yeah. But it's documented, so you can't come and be like, where did he come from? It's like, no, bro, I've been shooting the whole time.
I think it's also from the standpoint of, like, I think that people, I was saying this on, like, my close friends, like, it's like a lot of people also project how they feel and their true feelings onto you. Because you're confident in yourself.
It bothers people. It makes them like a turtle.
It's good, and you're good at what you do. People are always going to project the fact that, yo, like, at least one thing. Let's say he not that good, right? Me just saying I'm not that good to you could mean I tried rap in 2016. I got one initial meeting with, like, UMG, and I never got signed. And as a result, some other stuff happened. So because I thought I was that good because I got that one meeting and you're independent, that projection's like, oh, he not that good because I did it or I was there at a certain point. But they really not, because they at home commenting on your page about how you not all that when you making bread. You feel me? Like, it's also so weird. You know what I mean?
Document. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even, like, bro, a lot of people, that's what it is. People project what they're going through and how they feel. Like, you ain't gotta Like, bro, just because you don't understand it. But then it's the other end of it. Like, I always said, like, even when I told my mom, like, yo, I'm going to drop out of college. I'm pursuing music, right? At first, she was scared. And I didn't judge it. But, like, now that I'm older, I look at it like, of course she was scared. Like, she's never seen nobody do it.
Facts.
So it's like, why is she going to believe that she's never seen anybody? But now that I've slightly done it, and I've always like my little sister, she sings, right? And I tell her all the time, like, yo, bro, you don't realize how in a blessed position you are. Because now with our mother, you don't have to convince her that you want to do something creative. Right. She's seen her son have success in it. Right. She's not. Now my mom is like, my little sister's name is Brittany. She'd be like, Brittany, what you want to do? Whatever. You want to sing? You want to do this? She's like not against it because she's seen her son do, he's making money from it. It works.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just a bunch of shit. Like, that's why, bro, it's so many things. That's why the internet is like a beautiful and bad thing at the same time.
That's important though, that your mom's like very open to what you guys got going on and what you're doing. And people don't realize like having a parent like that can change it. Yeah, it's a blessing. It can change the trajectory of what you do once you don't do. And just speaking about, before we switch over the topic, just speaking about you navigating and stuff like that, are you glad that you kind of had to go through the ups and downs instead of just getting on right away or popping right away?
Mm-hmm. I think that for me, I always like, I remember telling myself at like, yo, I gotta make it by 23. I gotta make it by this time. But like, bro, what is making it? Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know who determines the level of when you make. Is it when I'm able to post Cubans on my neck and you can see, like, what is making it? People gotta like define that, because like I haven't worked a 9-to-5 job in 6 years. Right. I make money off my music. I pay my rent off my creativity. To me, I'm successful.
That's super successful.
You feel me? So like I just don't. I'm glad it happened this way. I think it was forced for me to understand it more this way, and I think because it happens this way, when I get to the, because there's levels obviously. When I get to the next level, and when it's like a major thing or whatever the fuck, I think it's gonna hit harder because of the fact that my shit wasn't like this. It was like this.
Right. Yeah. That climb's definitely dope. Let me ask you this. So tell us about your show that's coming up. You said you've been promoting the show December 2nd, right?
Yeah, December 2nd. So I'm performing in New Jersey at the Williams Center. The dope thing about that show is because one of my boys, he owns a bar, he hit me up. He was like, yo, my bro got this venue. They just redid it. It's a venue from the 80s, but they just fixed it up. It's dope, like, da-da-da. And I was like, I was like curving from Matt. Not curving, but I was just like, all right, bro, I'm busy. I can't, da-da-da, right? Then one day he hit me up again. And he was like, bro. And I was like, damn, I want to do a show. I think it's time. I just dropped the project. You know, I dropped a bunch of songs that went crazy for me. My following grew crazy. So I was like, yo, it's time to do a show. So he hit me up, and I went and checked it out, bro. And it's like so fire. Like, the when you walk in, it's all glass. It's welcoming. You got to it looks like some dope shit. Like, you got a place to put merch. You go in. There's 3 different rooms. There's movie theaters under it. Like, it's crazy. That's fire. So I end up going over there, and this is the thing. Like, I do all the real work. Like, you know, artists namely they do something. They pull up to the venue. They don't even know what the venue looks like. They do sound check. I went to the venue. I looked at it myself before I went there. Before I promoted anything, before I decided on the show. Went there, looked at it myself. I made him show me the lights, the sounds, everything. After that, I went again to the venue, did promo at the venue. You feel me? Locked in the venue myself. Like, there's the independent work that I'm also doing. I'm not just doing the music. I'm a manager too, you know. Went there. We did content over there, film content. And, bro, when I announced the show, I'm so smart. A lot of my ideas that I think of is when I'm in the gym, right? So when I'm in the gym, my mind would just be bugging. So I went to the gym. I was on the treadmill, and I was thinking, like, yo, how can I get people to know about the show? I always get free game, bro. I don't gatekeep. So I was just like, damn, what should I do? So I put up a post. I was like, oh, I got an idea. I put up a post, and I was like, let me announce this, tell them that I'm doing this, thinking about doing a show, right? But I'm letting them know, like, specifically, it's not no club shit. It's an actual concert. It's actual da-da-da, right? And I'm like, yo, if you want early ticket access, I'm going to create a group chat, right? I created a group chat on Instagram. A bunch of people wanted to go. So now I got a group chat with them. I talk to them regularly. There's like 300 people in there.
Yeah.
But then the only reason that is because the Instagram sets a limit. So if it was no limit, should be jumping.
Right.
You feel me? But I talking to them, bro. We've been talking nonstop in that group chat, and everybody that's been buying tickets, I've been adding them to that chat, and they're creating friends. There's people that are going alone that they're like, yo, I'm going alone. I got nobody to go with. I said, bro, did you get your ticket? I bet I'm gonna add you to this group chat. I promise you're gonna find somebody to go with. They in there talking to each other.
That's fine.
They in here.
It's real
like,
community.
Yeah, like a community app or that type of shit. So like they just, and then bro, once I announced the show, boom, meet and greet tickets. Like they would just send the screenshots in the chat. So I think that, I don't know, this show is gonna be a special show for me because I think it's one of my more thought out shows.
Right.
And I'm like, even like I want to get like in-ears and a special mic. I want to make it a real experience for my fans because I think they deserve that. They've been supporting me for a while and I haven't performed in a while and all these new, and I want to make it so that I perform old songs that started it all and just created a vibe. So
what goes into like your set list and like what you're making for a show like that?
So what do you mean set list?
Like in terms of like what songs you talking about? You want to perform old songs, new songs? What goes into like your set list?
I want to give that vibe of like I want to be able to like differentiate where people found me at. So
okay.
like for me, it's like when I perform, I always talk to the crowd when I perform and whatever, but I want to be able to, have it start off a certain way. I'm gonna film an entrance thing like on the projector thing that they get to watch before it dropped. Then come out, I want to perform a bunch of songs, and then I'm gonna be like, yo, who's I want to see who really been rocking with me, and then perform songs that started it all to bring it back to now, and just really give them a full experience. And I'm even the people that did the meet and greet ticket, I'm even giving them a special item. I haven't announced what it is yet because I want them to realize what it is when it's there. But I already sold out the meet and greet ticket, so it's exciting, bro. It's just like I think I that's what I'm saying. It goes back to like, bro, I don't care. Yeah, there's artists that are doing arenas and shit, but at the end of the day, for me to get all these people to spend their money on me, and I'm here just like,
but 300 plus people, bro, in general.
No, it's a 500 venue.
No, I know. I'm just saying from the group chat alone. I'm just saying like 300 just people in there communicating with each other about just you. That's just crazy. People don't realize how hard that is to do.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and it goes back to that. I think that sometimes when people talk, like, we don't realize, like, I think certain people just don't. They don't sit to really analyze what we're all talking about. Like I seen like people. When they hate on somebody or when they comment on somebody, or even sometimes we're all victims of it, like where we might be huddled up with our boys and we talking about that shit was kind of ass or da-da-da. But we just talking about that specific thing, but we not realizing like, bro, half these rappers come from hood environments, like 90% of them, and now they up making money, feeding their families,
That's
bro.
facts.
So it's like at the end of the day, it might not be our cup of tea of what they're putting out or whatever they're doing, but it don't matter, bro.
Right.
Like they came up, they figured it out, and that's like it's gonna come to a point where this podcast does major things, and then y'all gonna talk about it, and then certain people are gonna start hating on y'all, and it's just what the internet is. Like you're gonna get that, and then it's like then y'all gonna think about, yo, we was running at the wreck, and now we got our own shit, and
exactly.
So I think that I just support any creativity, bro. Like, cause I think it's really like a different type of thing because people don't understand it. Like I even have trouble with certain people in my life that I love that don't understand it. Like I tell them all the time, there's no how-to manual on how to do this shit. I could sit in my studio for 10 hours and technically I've been working the whole time, but not make nothing because I wasn't inspired. Yeah. But I worked. Right. But it's just nothing came out of it. And even me being independent, that nobody told me how to do this shit. So I'm sitting at this studio trying to make all these songs, trying to make this happen. But I could work 10 hours and not see $1. Right. And we get paid later on. Right. So it's like so much aspects of it that I think that, like, I'm not trying to make this like a 9-to-5 versus entrepreneurs, but it's like, bro, understand that being creative it's like, bro, we're pulling nothing. We're thinking of something and like grabbing it and then bringing it to the real world. And it's like it's like so hard because like there's so much things that go into that where it's like, bro, like the fact that we're like it was not even a real thing, and then we just
The fact that you pulled an idea and brought it to life is like something in itself.
that's hard.
It's very hard. So you got the show. So what's gonna come in 2024? Like you dropped EPs, you dropped singles. Can we expect like a full like studio album coming up? Like what's coming in the future for you?
I think for now, what my goal is, I just want to go off. So I want to start putting out music regularly every 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
I want to start giving them projects because I really like the feedback from my project. I think because I didn't drop a project in like 3 years, I really enjoyed that and how people were like. I think certain times I always talk about this with my bros, where I was like, yo, I don't think people understand how good I actually am because a lot of my best songs are not out. So when I started putting out like songs like you said, Liquor Talking and the bars on that, they were like, I didn't even know he could rap like that.
Right.
Like it's a lot of shit that they don't know and I know,
right,
and my people know. So that's where our emotions get into it when they start commenting on certain shit. They're like, damn, they don't know how I really. But then it's like, wait, they haven't heard it.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm gonna just start dropping regularly. Feeding my fan base and growing this family, bro.
Yep.
Like that's really all I don't have a clear cut endpoint or what, but I know what the formula is, and I'm gonna just keep creating using that formula and growing, and whatever doors open with me doing that, then we take it from there. You know.
That's fire, man. That's all I got for you today. You got anything else for him, Mus?
What's better, chopped cheese or Philly cheesesteak?
I like chopped cheese. I ain't gonna lie.
Where you putting your chopped cheese?
I like it. So I do. So I do a little. I actually put. I'm the one that put lettuce in it. I know people don't do
Lettuce in the chopped cheese.
I like it like that. Listen. Mayo, ketchup, lettuce, Kobe Jack cheese.
Okay.
And yeah, I do a hero because I.
You do a hero?
Yeah.
The road don't fill me up.
That's crazy.
Do a hero?
That boy do a deli sandwich,
I've never
bro.
heard this before.
That's
Yo,
what
this
that
is like
sounds
New York blasphemy. This is crazy. Let me stop.
I'm telling you.
How you get yours?
You know what's crazy? My little sister, she does bacon, egg, and cheese, and she puts a sazon package on the bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's
That's
diabolical.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
ain't gonna lie,
diabolical.
it's a little bit busting. I ain't gonna lie, she.
It is, but that's diabolical.
How you eat your chopped cheese, Mus?
Salt, pepper, ketchup,
Ass.
and mayo. What?
That's what sounds dry as hell.
That's crazy.
He said no fried. He ain't put no fried onions in it. No nothing.
Nothing, bro.
That's crazy.
I gotta hit my macros. You feel me? I can't put too much.
He said I got hit the macros. I'm
You know me,
dead.
I be in the gym, OD. So
I'm dead. Yo, Elijah, tell our fans where they can find you at, what social platforms they can stream your music, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's Elijah the Boy on everything, man. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify. Just dropped a new EP, First Summer Without You. No on Sunday, I Might Be. Those are the songs that are going crazy, but the whole project is fire. Go listen. And December 2nd, we in New Jersey performing live. First show without you. Come see me.
First show, that's fine. That's all I got for episode 136 of the Face the Future podcast. It's your boy Millz.
it's your boy, man, some Mus.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh my God, is that the faces of the future? Oh my God, is that the faces of the future?